where's your humanity gone? Like, posting pics of this girl, like, look what you guys did. Like, no, how about we address the people that killed this innocent person?
I think, unfortunately, we have to move to like a more serious topic here. So I think you are aware of this like murder trial that has been going on in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Briana was larger than life. She was funny, witty, and fearless.
16-year-old Briana Ghey wanted to be a TikTok star. Her life was taken away from her just as it was about to begin by two teenagers, one she thought a friend. Today, her parents paid tribute to her as a jury at Manchester Crown Court found them guilty of murder.
We miss Briana so much, and our house feels empty without her laughter. To know how scared my usually fearless child must have been when she was alone in that park with someone that she called her friend will haunt me forever.
I guess just what I want to touch on is like the response to this, because it's like what I said before. I feel people are weaponizing it from both sides instead of just trying to appreciate this person for the individual she was. And whether or not the attack was motivated by, discrimination, prejudice towards trans people or not, we have to kind of acknowledge her as a person first before saying, oh my God, look, see, we told you that the violence rates are higher. And one person I really want to shed light on here is India Willoughby. And she's just been in have you heard of her before?
No, I haven't. I've heard the name, but I haven't like looked into what she'd be doing.
She's a journalist who transitioned several years ago. Like, also, she's had a kid. You kind of wonder what the motives were behind that. And she's very, very strongly worded on Twitter. I mean, here she's talking about that guidance in schools I just told you about. And she said, which would allow teachers and fellow pupils to misgender or refuse to recognize trans kids. And this was announced 24 hours before the guilty verdicts were delivered on the killers of this girl, who's very weird the way her name's Briana as well, by the way. But
I know.
I just think that it's wrong that she's using this news about school guidance and saying, look, this is what this is going to do. I think it's disrespectful, even though
it is the absolutely.
And then look at this one. This one's insane to me. So this tweet reads, the following people.
Oh my God, I saw that. Yeah.
The following people helped kill trans teenager Briana Ghey, I think it is.
Bitch.
J.K. Rowling, Ricky Gervais, Piers Morgan. There's a number of other names I'm not familiar with. But imagine to like wake up and look at your phone and someone telling you that you have been a part of a murder just because.
India, thanks for making us look bad, bitch. Like, thanks a lot. Like we really needed that right now. Like, we really needed that, right? Like, we really needed that when people's idea of trans people is literally in shit right now. Like, it is never worse than it's ever been. Like, people think trans people are fucking deranged. And I don't even blame them because we kind of are acting like it. Like, this is so inappropriate to, like, weaponize this tragedy to make, like, a political statement. Like, where's your humanity gone, bitch? Like, posting pics of this girl, like, look what you guys did. Like, no, how about we address the fucking people that killed this innocent person? How about we, like, why don't we stay there? Why don't we stay there? Like, you're talking more about these fucking people than the actual people that did the shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so disgusting to me to use like these such horrific tragedies. Like, and I mean, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. Like, it goes like from activists weaponizing it and throwing it in everybody's face. Like, look what you're doing. And then it goes on the other end of people trying to discredit it, saying that like it had nothing to do with them being trans and you guys just want to act like you guys are victims. It's like, me personally, I've looked at accounts, I've looked at things. I'm sorry, but it's so clear that they said, I want to see if they scream like a boy or a girl, or like something along those lines. Like, let's not play dumb. That's a very coded thing to say, and we all know what that means. But at the same time, to go at it on this angle, to like use this girl every other day as a talking point, like have some decency, have some respect for such a horrific tragedy. Like, putting this girl's face up every time to make a political point, like, that's so disrespectful. And it's just like, it's so degrading to look at. Like, it's so disappointing. And it makes trans people look like shit. So fuck you, India.
Yeah, I completely agree. And it's like the word transphobia, it's just become so broad that now it's like, oh, if you disagree with me, then you're murdering people. But there's a big difference
Right.
between someone saying, we should have a look at this because we've had men put in women's prisons who've raped women, to like someone saying, I don't want trans people to exist. None of those people have said that. None of them have. And like, I'm critical about the discourse and everything. I don't want any of these people to not exist. Like, you're such an amazing
Right.
person. I want you to have access to all the care you need. I call you she, like I see you as a woman. I want nothing but the best for all these people, but that doesn't mean we can't push back on ideas that are trying to upend society. And I just think,
Right. And I think that's a part of it. I think that's a part of how we progress and how we form better understanding is by asking those questions, pushing a little bit. It's a back and forth. Like it's such a complex thing. And that's like one of my biggest things that I'm so against our activism is just that like you have to take it at face value. And if you ask a question, that's transphobia. No, there's like real transphobia going on. Like I'll show you my phone. I'll show you some real fucking transphobia. Like I will show these people some real fucking transphobia, but when you say that it's a man that don't want to date you is transphobia, when you say that if somebody at the fucking like when you go and pick up food and they accidentally say he, you say that's transphobia, like come on. Like you're lowering the significance of actual real instances of when this happens. And it's the and then to place and then like this is and to say the following people helped kill like no like let's not play that game. Like we can have a conversation about like about the pathway of how language does influence ideas. That's a valid conversation. And when of how discourse can lead to behavior, that's a real conversation. But to at all these people and place that direct blame on a murder, like no, you're just watering down an actual real conversation to be had. And then you change the perspective forever of now no one will give a fuck about actual transphobia because they're like, oh, look, it's the people that cry every day about transphobia. So now no one's going to take any actual real instances of that seriously.
yeah, and I think this is why they need to weaponize everything and make it's everything like your child is going to, there's two options: have a dead child or a trans child. They need to say all these
Yeah.
sensationalist things because some things activists want us to believe are not based in reality. So they want us to believe all these sweeping statements, unlike yourself, who's just realistic. So in order to suppress conversation, they need to say these kind of things. And when I got backlash recently from a very large group of people that used to be in my life, one of them said to me, like, you're actively denying people's existences. And I was like, I don't think I ever did that. I've never done
Nobody
that.
did that.
I have
Nobody did
supported,
that.
like, I mean, I'm here
Like,
talking to you, a trans person who I have nothing but like, you inspire me and everything. And sure, I'm critical of they them, and I've done research and I've talked about biology and science and how it doesn't actually make sense. But it doesn't mean I'm saying these people don't deserve to exist or believe what they believe. It's more about how they're
yeah.
enforcing on society.